Greece and for Iowa. Caitlin Clark joined by...
Did the Indiana Fever just get caught in one of the biggest cover-ups in WNBA history? Fans are demanding answers. Reporters are circling. And now, rumors of a major investigation are heating up. The question is simple. Did the Fever lie about Caitlin Clark's injury? Stick around, because what we're uncovering today could flip this entire season on its head. Quick montage, headlines flashing, Clark injury unclear, fans demand transparency, WNBA to step in. Let's start with the moment that set it all off. Caitlin Clark, the Fever's superstar rookie and face of the WNBA, went down awkwardly during a game. Trainers rushed out, Clark grimaced, and fans held their breath. The initial report? Just tightness, day to day. That's what Indiana told us. But almost immediately, something felt off. Reporters pressed for details. No clear answers. Fans asked, if it's minor, why isn't she playing? Why is she missing multiple games?
Secure defensive boards. LSU, an outstanding offensive rebounding team.
Clark connects!
And that's where the story started to unravel. Caitlin Clark, the face of the league, the rookie pulling record ratings, goes down awkwardly mid-game. Trainers rush out, the arena gasps, and then the statement comes. The Fever call it just tightness, nothing major, day to day. At first, relief. Fans thought, okay, she'll be back next game, maybe miss one at most. Here's where the cracks show. Game after game, the Fever listed Clark as day to day, over and over, but she never suited up. One night, she's warming up. Next night, in street clothes. The Fever call it precaution. But fans started to piece things together. If it's just precaution, why weeks on the sideline? Why the vagueness in press conferences? Even major outlets, CBS Sports, the New York Post, noted how unusual the messaging sounded. It wasn't just confusing, it was suspicious. Next game, same pattern. Questionable. Warming up. Sitting out. That's not how real minor injuries work.
Ball screen comes from Stokey. Haley Van Lith, who has the defensive assignment tonight on Clark, goes behind this.
Here is Clark, eyes up. Clark will fire. Back iron. Need her to feel confident in her mid-range.
And I think Iowa is...
If you're truly day-to-day, you play through, or you miss a couple games and come back. This felt like something being hidden. And when transparency fails, theories explode. Some fans believe Clark's injury is far more serious than the Fever admit. Others argue it's strategic, that Indiana is downplaying it to avoid ticket sale drops, TV ratings panic, and sponsor concerns. Remember, Caitlin Clark isn't just a player. She's a billion-dollar brand for the WNBA. Her presence alone is driving record attendance, record viewership, and insane merch sales. So ask yourself, would the Fever risk full honesty if it meant financial fallout? That's why this isn't just about an injury. It's about trust, money, and the credibility of the league itself. Think about it, Caitlin Clark is the most valuable rookie in sports right now. She's single-handedly boosting WNBA ticket sales, TV ratings, and merchandise numbers. And now the situation has escalated. Reporters are pushing harder. National outlets are asking why injury reports are so vague. Rival team execs have whispered about WNBA transparency rules. Fans? They're flooding social media with hashtags like #ClarkCoverUp and #FeverTransparency.
Okay, giving up the mid-range.
Here's Clark driving in for two by Iowa.
We saw this a lot in the Sweet 16 game against Colorado. Caitlin Clark turning the corner and finishing an...
The pressure is building, and multiple insiders suggest the league may be forced to step in. A potential investigation into whether the Fever violated injury reporting standards. Take Clark out of that equation, and the momentum slows. The growth curve flattens. That's why critics argue there's too much at stake for the Fever to be fully honest. Because transparency could hurt not just the Fever, but the league itself. This goes beyond basketball. If the Fever really did mislead fans and the media, the consequences are massive. For Clark, her health, her career longevity, and her trust in the organization are on the line.
That's third most amongst active players. Clark, backdoor, Martin, easy to Poa, who drew 2 offensive fouls on Clark in last year's national championship game.
She has more size and length.
Clark, you bet!
For the WNBA, their credibility is at stake. The league is finally exploding into mainstream popularity. The last thing they need is a scandal undermining that growth. For the fans, the people paying record prices to watch Caitlin Clark play deserve transparency. They deserve the truth. Because here's the thing, hiding injuries isn't just shady. It's dangerous. Players need rest, treatment, and honesty, not PR spin. Fans, media, even rival executives are pointing to inconsistencies in the Fever's injury reports. Some have asked whether the WNBA needs to adopt stricter rules like the NBA's injury reporting system, which requires teams to disclose severity and recovery timelines. And then there's this twist. Teammate Lexi Hull recently told media that Clark's journey has been the toughest challenge she's faced, that she's been battling doubts, wondering if every tightness or pull could be worse than it seems. That comment set off alarms, because it doesn't sound like a minor day-to-day issue. It sounds bigger. And then came a telling comment from teammate Lexi Hull. In an interview, Hull said Clark's season has been stop and go, that she wakes up wondering if every twinge is something worse.
Back to Clark. Clark bounces off. Martin fires. And
That doesn't sound like minor tightness. That sounds like something bigger, something the Fever aren't saying. It added fuel to the fire. Did the Fever downplay the severity from the start? So what happens if the truth comes out? If Clark is really dealing with a long-term injury, the Fever's playoff hopes collapse. The league's ratings dip. The so-called Caitlin Clark effect slows down. And if the Fever are found guilty of misleading reports, fines, backlash, permanent damage to trust between players, teams, and fans. Right now, the Fever are standing on a knife's edge. One side, full redemption if Clark comes back healthy. The other side, one of the biggest scandals women's basketball has ever seen.
huge 3 there for the freshman Williams. A Folter running the other way. Lays just the 9th 3 of the year for Poa. Clark, not that.
Remember Kevin Durant in the 2019 NBA Finals? Reported as calf soreness, rushed back and then ruptured his Achilles. Or Kawhi Leonard's saga with the Spurs, where lack of transparency caused a total breakdown in trust. History shows us one thing: hiding the truth only makes the outcome worse. So here's the question. Did the Indiana Fever lie about Caitlin Clark's injury? And will the WNBA launch a full investigation? Or is this just paranoia from fans desperate for answers? I want to hear from you. Drop your take in the comments. Is this just smoke? Or is there real fire here? Hit that like button if you believe fans deserve transparency. Subscribe right now because this story is far from over. And trust me, when the truth comes out, you'll want to be the first to know.
23-21, Iowa in front. 3:30 to go in the first quarter. Clark looking to turn the corner, lays it in, plus the foul.